So here's something that, you would, application preferencing. So let me kind of qualify this a little bit. We've heard of quality of service. We've heard of class of service. This is a service that runs within the Versa that allows us to say, hey, we don't like this kind of traffic at our branch. We don't want it anymore. We're going to, basically throttle that out of there to let the business traffic run, because that's really the point. When you have a remote branch, you have to have that bandwidth serving the business, and we have to have a way to control what comes in and out of the branch. We can do this now, and we can do it relatively easily. And my attempt here is to show how, I can connect to YouTube, it's fine, but then I can go in and say, I don't want YouTube to work very well anymore. And then all of a sudden, once that policy is pushed and changed onto that branch, you'll see that YouTube it still works, but it works terribly to the point where people may just decide, well, I'm not going to put a ticket in for this because it's YouTube and I really need to do my work instead. So that's what we put together here, and hopefully we'll take a look at this and hope it drives home the point.
Hello everyone, welcome to our quality of service demonstration using our Versa SD-WAN controller and our local branch appliance that will be managing my Wi-Fi connection to the web. My name is Sean Germanowski. I'm the Senior SD-WAN Engineer here at the Teneo Group. What I have for you today is a demonstration of just how precisely we are now able to control traffic at a Versa deployed branch by restricting an example video flow like YouTube with a single quality of service change in the Versa SD-WAN controller. And why would we want to do that? Well, the next viral video can clobber your branch WAN link and bring business to a halt. We need to stop that from happening, right? So with Versa SD-WAN deployed, now the business has the ability to take control of the branch and let the business determine what flows will be allowed and which it needs to restrict. As I mentioned previously, I'm going to demonstrate how we can pick this as a flow to restrict bandwidth on, place it into an existing policy, push the change, and see if it was successful. So the very first thing I'm going to do is demonstrate that YouTube's working just fine currently, right? So I'm connected to a 2.4G Wi-Fi Versa appliance here in our office, and it's managed by our controller. And I'm now on your screen with the IP address of 192.168.168.200, and this won't change. I could bring this back up later. But as you can see, YouTube loaded just fine. And now I'm going to go into the controller and make the change that's going to restrict this and basically hand it 64 kilobits per second. We can show you that here real quick. I'm sorry, right there. So 64 kilobits per second. That's what we're considering to be bad traffic in this case. And we have some of these things predefined. So let me open this up and add YouTube as an application we wish to restrict. Helps to spell it right. Okay. Now I'm going to make this change on the controller, and I'm going to push the template to my appliance, and after about 20 seconds or so, it's going to take effect, and we're going to start seeing a drastic change in how YouTube performs on my screen. Let's see if this was finished. All right, so it's in progress. Usually takes 20 to 30 seconds. Okay, we've got a green arrow and we have success. So let's go back to our YouTube page and see how things are going. I'm going to click something that wasn't cached. Oh boy. We've got a sliver of an image here. Let's move around a little bit. Let's go to the news page. Let's see what's over there. Well, lots of text. Not much else. Now some of this may be cached, so I might get a decent result here. But if I were to pick something that was not cached and was not clicked on quite yet, we're going to get a different result. So let's pick Shrek here. And this is just going to sit and spin. All right. Again, let's take a look. I still have my same IP address. I'm still only connected to Wi-Fi. So I think this is important to note because this change was made relatively quickly. It was pushed nearly as fast. And to further show some of the granularity of control that we have with this, I'm going to hop over to Amazon Prime because this was something that was not in my list of restricted applications, right? And we should be able to stream this just fine. And as you can see, this video is coming in HD in real time. I apologize for the darkness of it. Not quite sure why that is. There. And there you have it. So Prime was not affected by this policy change. So I think it's important to point that out because you have to have the granularity of control. If we were to do this in the past, you would have to pick some sort of HTTPS flow, you'd have to mark some sort of traffic pattern, and you might pick up something that you didn't want to restrict. Versa SD-WAN has the intelligence to look at the flow and say, yes, this is something we want to restrict, and Skype is something we want to let pass. So I hope you enjoyed this. Quick disclaimer, YouTube and Amazon all have their places in the world, and I use them as an example because they are so well known. No offense intended to them or their services. I hope you found this video informative and interesting, and thanks for watching. To learn more about SD-WAN or the Teneo Group, please visit our website at www.theteneogroup.com. Thank you.
Well, that was a nice disclaimer at the end. Hey, couple quick questions. How many applications are built into the Versa solution? Because it seems like this would be something that would be good, but it all depends on your application database.
Yeah, right now, like what was difficult to show when I was typing YouTube into that box is that it jumped right to the YouTube area. But if I were to expand that and show it, it would probably take a good 5 minutes to scroll through it all, because there's over 2,000, I think it was 2,400 at this point. And that database expands basically on a weekly basis. So the point there is, though, if there's something that you need to either restrict or permit, we can make custom profiles. So we had an example where Zoom was required in one place, and it was really easy because Zoom was right in there, but RingCentral was not. But Zoom and RingCentral very similar. We found that RingCentral didn't work using the Zoom setting, so we went back in, made a quick modification to it by port and source and destination, that sort of thing, and it worked. And it was fine, and it wasn't that difficult to do. It took us about 10 minutes, but we can make custom ones. So the answer is there's a lot right now. There's most of whatever that people need to restrict, certainly, and permit. But if there's something that's, needs to be customized, we certainly can do that. And that goes back to the name. It's versatile. It's versatility.
Sounds good. Sounds good.